Hey, I'm Kev Camelot and welcome back to MotoGP 16 of Valentino Rossi the game, as we are going all over the place in a wet qualifying round Sepang on our Honda as we're approaching the final 2 rounds of the season. An penultimate round held around the Sepang International Circuit, a very familiar circuit if you're an F1 fan, but also if you're a bike fan as well. Been a staple of the Grand Prix Motorcycle calendar for quite a few years now. And I am not really in these conditions, I don't think, on a MotoGP bike. Would have been in career mode before, but not at this level. So this is very interesting, as you've already seen. Exploring the territory outside of the track limits. But it's going to be very difficult to get out of Q1, and hopefully these conditions don't remain for the race, as I am just crawling around the track, afraid to get on the power with these beasts. These 250 brake horsepower beasts with barely any weight, and don't ride the curves. I think that's a given. But our qualifying effort is not going to be very good. I think I'm going to be last, but let's just make it round the track, just in case we do have conditions like these for the race. Try and learn what we can on the rest of this lap, as yeah, don't tap the curves, Kev. That's one thing you've definitely learned on this lap. Let's go approaching the final sector, the devilish final sector in these conditions. This fast left bike not wanting to hit the apex at all. Kink to the right, but the worst braking zone on the circuit, the most difficult by a country mile. The ultimate corner of the circuit. So many different lines you can take for that corner as well. We're just hoping to make it through that corner on this qualifying lap, which we did do just about. Just going a bit of a wide line here into the final corner, but that's okay. Once again, the final corner has been opened up in recent years, allowing for alternate lines, as we cross the line for 2:11.4. I get the feeling that's not going to be very good. You have to be around the 2-minute mark, maybe. Let's go to session information. Let's skip some time. And yeah, look at that, 3.5 seconds off the pace. But we did have that fall, so perhaps not too far off the pace, as Barbera and Bradley Smith make it through. Just ahead of Petrucci. He's a red weather god. What are you doing, game? And Scott Redding. Very disappointing from the Brit. So we get barely any reputation VR points, but we get our rain ability. We'll go through the roof. There we go, improved it by 2. Also, agility got improved. No, cornering got improved. Guess that's fair. Let's go to the race.
Hello from Malaysia to all the race fans tuning in. In a few minutes, the riders will be taking their positions on the grid and getting ready for the start of the MotoGP race. The riders are going to have to put up with some inconsistent weather over the course of the day. At the moment, the surface is wet after some light rain, but we don't have any precise information about conditions later on.
So that is good to see. Light rain for the race. Thank God it eased up, as Marcus on pole ahead of the Yamaha guys. See Ducati's right up there. Elisa Spargo in 7th, directly in front of his brother, and as you can see, Losberg in 15th, Chapman in 16th, Brado in 18th. Not bad for Aprilia ahead of his teammate, as there I am last on the grid.
Warm-up lap done with. The bikes and riders are lined up and ready to race here at the Sepang circuit. The start of another Malaysian Grand Prix is just seconds away.
It is Gavin Emmett as we are on the grid. Revving up the engine, waiting for the lights to appear and go out for this 5 lap race. Oh, a bit too much power at the start. We full gunned it. Should not have done that. Now we're going to brake very early into this first corner. I get the feeling if we dive down the inside, we'll be down. So we're staying back. This first corner, back on this second corner, going the neck to the outside. Got the power early, maybe. No. Don't want to get this bike on the wet stuff, it seems like. As we got, so that's Rabat in front. Going round his outside maybe. Got to be careful breaking into this corner. So easy to break late. Braked early again, very cautious. Send us Lafferty's in front. Was the Irishman pushed wide? Because now we're going to attack him. Literally attack him. Didn't mean to actually attack him. I want to go down his inside or outside. Whoever lets me get by. His Brado went on the curb. Going down his inside. What's that? No, that's Baptista. We've got Brado all in front. As Davicio's a battling for a podium, as he sometimes does in wet conditions. He is pretty handy, the Italian. As Rabat and Lafferty battling for last place. No, mate, that Tista battling for last place as Lafferty's in front of us. As Rabat takes a nip down her inside. We're not then letting you do that, son. Oh, a bit wide, bit early on the power during that left-hander. Compromise us for the right. And it looks like we're doing well through that penultimate corner. Got the power well. We get a run past Lafferty on this back straight. Let's see if we can get some slipstream as well going in ahead and front. Had to use a bit of the rear brake there. I wanted to make sure I was not going to pole drive Bradle. Just dive down his inside instead. Which he did very nicely there. And now we got Baz and Hernandez, as you can see, battling in front. That's a very slow Yamaha as well. Going to use some of the rear brake as he dive down the inside of Jack Miller. Bit too excited though. But it works out as we've got a fantastic run on the outside. And it's that Pedrosa down here. What are you doing down here, Danny? It's, oh, got the back end out. Not what I want to do at all, but we've got a nice run on Miller. Getting a bit more aggressive on the braking, but as you can see, that's letting the bike get a bit more out of control. As we've got Holder Spargo behind us. Terrible opening on that for the Tech 3 guy. You can see we've been a bit adventurous on our lines as well. But it's working out. We're up to 14th. And with our teammate Pedrosa in front. Can't believe that. Pedrosa down in 13th. He must have crashed on the opening lap if you didn't see it. Oh, I didn't see it. Let's look at that. We've got a Suzuki and Ducati battling for second. Very good to see. That's all the back end getting out. Got to be careful with the tyres in these conditions as well, as we learnt from Silverstone. I think we're just about doing that. So Jose gets past Redding. And now the Brit is in our sight line. So that's a much better run through the left-hander. A bit wide, yeah, but it's worked out in the end. As we look down the inside into the top 10. And now we've got Marcus in 8th in front. What the Honda's doing in these conditions? As he's going 3 wide to Bradley Smith. That's way too deep. That's how it worked out. It has. And that was Cal Crutcher in the middle of that 3 wide. But we're up to 6th on this second lap. What a second lap that was. Very surprised as we're a second faster than Lorenzo. As here comes Marcus down our inside. Mate, he may be the best rider of this generation. But Kev Camelot is going to be the second best. Let's look at this. Nicely done. Through that long right hander as well. Back in, not getting out as well. We've got Davicioso in front, and now we're going to see the top 5 for the first time. We've got the 2 Ducatis. 5th Daviccio, so 3rd for Iannone. We've got Rossi in 4th. So we've got Lorenzo leading and Vinales in 2nd. Maybe this patient approach on the first lap is working out as we're building up our speed now. Every lap. Ran a bit wide there. Not very good. Maybe we've got to look for Marcus to dive down our inside into this corner. To get some of the rear brake on. Got to stop doing that with the rear brake though. But it's working out so far. You see how Marcus did dive down her inside. As now we can see the Doctor in front. They're up to 5th. Who went wide there? Someone went wide. Was that Dovizioso? Totally did not notice that. I'm so concentrated on my race, I did not notice that at all. It was Dovizioso. Oh, on the power, a bit early. Almost into the back of Rossi. They'll just have a poor run on the back straight. It's now Crutcho's the second best on the behind us in 7th. That in Marquez. Crutcho again, a pretty good wet weather rider as well, as we've seen in the past. Sometimes due to tyre strategy, but hey, he takes advantage of it, as we saw like the Saxon Ring famously a couple of years ago, when Marquez dominated that race as well, in changing conditions. So AI pretty good at braking into that first corner, but we're pretty good at hanging it around the outside. Oh, I could see a gap for a dive bomb, but we're letting Iannone and Vinales battle it out in front. As we're up to 4th, we're riding for Honda here. We're that lone charger for win maybe, as we're on the penultimate lap of the race. It's going to try and dive it down the inside of both of them. We're up to 2nd. We've only got Lorenzo in front, the smooth Spaniard, not Italian. I'm confusing him with Rossi already. Should never do that. As Lorenzo will probably thank you for the rest of his life if you did that. So going through the double right, want to be patient on the power. Oh. Gone a bit early into that second right-hander. Again, another poor run onto the straight, so we've got to work on that in this final lap. As he dived the bike at the apex there. As Vinales has dropped back, battling with Rossi for 4th. So blocking the inside here, don't want to dive bomb into that right-hander. But smooth application of the power out of it. Now into the left, down to 2nd gear. So slow it feels like. That's a smooth run. Now into the corner, onto the back straight. Got to be so patient. I'm saying we were there. Yeah, we were 2nd behind, but we gained a couple of tenths. Let's try and set it up for pass for the win on this final lap. Will we? Sergio Perez it. Hopefully not. So here we go, the final lap of the Malaysian race. Final race of the season. And Kev Camelot has finally come of age on a MotoGP bike. 44-year-old, so used to these wet conditions at home in Andorra. On a Sunday afternoon in the winter months, as he goes into the lead, as I lose my throat. I went all Murray Walker. I've got a lump in my throat as I took the lead. And now we're going to go side by side with Lorenzo at the end of the first sector. Dive down his inside. Oh, but dive too much. Nailed him back by. Got to recover here. Got to, as I said, set it up on the exits of corners. Oh, that's a good right-hander. Definitely set it up on the exit of that corners. We passed Lorenzo before the break-in for this right-hander, but now he's looking around our outside. Gonna try and block him though. Oh, we're being wily. And he always wily. Poor good Lorenzo. See how it breaks us into the left-hander. This has virtually been side by side the whole of the lap. Oh, he's gone a bit wide into the right-hander. You get a nice smooth exit. Oh, a bit wide into the left, but so I'll just have a smooth run through the right. Gonna dive down the inside of Lorenzo. Now let's get smooth on the power, get a nice exit. We do just about. You saw my rider going side to side, but Kev Camelot, he's used to the rough stuff. He can hold on. So here we go into the final corner. For the final time, hug that apex like your favourite grandma. And get on that power sign as you're going to cross the line and win your first MotoGP race. Fantastic ride from the back. Anything Marc Marquez can do in Moto2, we can do in MotoGP. That's unbelievable. 1.5 seconds ahead of Lorenzo and Rossi. Ran out the podium for Yamaha ahead of Vinales down to 4th, disappointing after running the podium places for so much of that race. Ahead of Iannone and Dovizioso. Pedrosa ahead of Marquez in the end. And Crutchlow in 9th with Bradley Smith in 10th. Last point going to Paul Espargaro. Disappointing race for the Tech 3 rider, but you know the big story, the win for Kev Camelot as he launched himself up to 14th in the standings with it's like Bradley Smith jumping ahead of Petrucci as well up into 12th, but still way behind his teammate Espargaro in the standings. What does that mean in the constructors? An important win for Honda as they head to the finale in Valencia, leading the constructors stand by 4 points ahead of Yamaha, with Ducati, Suzuki and Aprilia all locked into 3rd, 4th and 5th places. But what a race, what a ride. Finally in MotoGP. Just all about patience, that race. On that first lap, you know, being near the back, learning how to ride the circuit, exploded in the second half of that race. It's got lots of VR points and reputation, and look at all our skills getting improved. Physical condition, braking, rainability going through the roof, throttle management and agility. And let's just head to the finale of this season. Cannot wait to go to Valencia.
Guys, next week we are organizing a drift on tarmac in Misano. Up for coming?
Not really. But it looks like we're doing it before we head to Valencia. Oh man, I was in the mood for some two-wheeled action. But let's get back in our Mustang. As here we are. We're going to be drifting for Andorra. For Monaco even. He hangs out in Andorra, you know. I get my characters confused, okay? Oh, there's some drift. Oh, there's some more drift. Maybe I've got the hang of this. Look at this, so much better than my first effort. Oh, totally forgot the brake. No, stop humping the wall. We've got business to do, car. So we're about a minute left. We're halfway. Almost halfway. Get on the podium. Now we are definitely halfway. Oh, I keep forgetting the brake. There we go. Power drift. Brake. Now drift the other way. I'm not getting long chains though, that's the only thing. I need like a mega drift. I need like a mega drift. What was I saying? Oh yes. Oh yes. Look at that. We have won a drifting event in this game. I thought I'd never see the day. Especially after our first effort. It's so abysmal. As we're trying to go for 50,000. I think we're going to run out of time though. But what an event. I suddenly like drifting. It's like I've forgotten all previous 27 odd years of my life and now I like drifting. But look at that, 46,000 easy ahead of Morbidelli and Rossi. It's Kev Camelot. All of that drifting around Monaco late at night has paid off. He suddenly remembered in the second drifting effort. Here we go, piled on the points. Oh, we didn't level up anything. That's disappointing. But now let's definitely head to Valencia. As we got an objective though. Before we head there, got to finish in at least 10th place. After the last race, that'll be easy. Piece of cake.
Warm-up is going to start any moment now, and it will give us a chance to compare the riders' strong points before we see them for real in the race in a few hours' time.
So here we are at the Quado Tomei circuit. Named after the late Spanish rider has. Here we go, out the final corner, smooth on the pads, we gun it for our 1 lap in qualifying 1. Can we get into the top 2? So we're braking a bit early into the first corner and drifted wide. Terrible effort. So easy to do that at virtually every corner on this circuit, the drift wide. So there we go, braked a bit early, taking all of the curve. Got to get careful on the power though. So easy to lose it, and now there's a dip through this left-hander to lose the rear end, which we almost did. Once again, a bit early into the right. And now this corner just got to be so smooth through there. Off the power, on the brakes as well. Don't want to hit the brakes too hard. Unlike this left-hander, as we set it up for the back straight here. And oh, a bit too out on the back end. So you lose a bit of the power through that kink on the back straight. And now I don't know where I'm going. Through the left hand, I braked early again. And once again, another left-hander with a dip. What is it with this circuit? We're braking very early into the right, but then we don't want to be braking late into that right-hander. You lose so much time. And now the right kink, and we lost the back end like a hell. We're not even using the circuit anymore. We're pushing too hard. It's now the final corner, braking a bit early. Onto the curb. Now that's a corner we hooked up. As you go across the line, it won't be into the 130s, but it's a 131.8. I feel that's a decent lap. No? Let's see if it is. So we return to pit. Look at the session information. Skip ahead. Oh, it's only in the mid-pack. We needed to get into the 130s. So Brady Smith and Petrucci ahead of Crutchlow. Great effort from the Italian. Get through to Q2. Let's go. We're going to be starting on the penultimate row of the grid at the back. The final race of the season. So we're going to get some reputation VR points though. And improve some skills, our cornering, body position, braking and physical condition, of course.
Good afternoon from the Ricardo Tormo circuit in Valencia, where the final round of this year's MotoGP World Championship is about to get underway.
And look at that clear weather for the race, as Mark is on pole ahead of Rossi Lorenzo. Espargaro going fourth ahead of Vinales. What is that guy on? Pedrosa in a Quattro 13th. There we are, down in 17th ahead of the Aprilia Trent Albrado. And Baptista are separated by Lafferty. And Mira and Rabat, the Mark VDS boys, right at the back.
After a long weekend of preparation, the race is about to start. You could cut the tension with a knife. But all that matters now is who gets across that line first.
As here we go. Final race of the season. It's going to be a long one, as it is 8 laps round Valencia. And a decent start. Yeah, a bit of bobbling. I forgot to lean forward, okay? So here we go, ahead, approaching the final corner. Easy to dive bomb or push everyone out the way. That's up into the points already. Now, very tempting to dive bombing into that left-hander, but we don't want to do that at all, because it's so easy to crash out. Isn't it down inside here? I was saying that was Baz looking through the middle of the Premat, boys. That's very brave. Not where you want to be at all. It's, a bit all over the place on this first lap. As well, some dust kicked up by us, and that's Scott Redding. No, that was Petrucci in front of his teammate with Lois Baz battling for the points. Very impressive from the Frenchman. As you get into the back of Redding, get around the outside of Petrucci, get around the outside of Baz, like they're not even there. No, it's Crutchlow in front, kicking up the dirt. The LCR rider dropping back again on the opening laps of a race. There's that Barbera in front in his home race. Let's get out of here, Crutchlow. I think it is. Pretty good start from him. As now we're looking at a top 10. Don't want to get that front pack get away too early. In this race with 8 laps, we've got to think of our tyre management as well. It's going to be like a hell in those last few laps. As Pedrosa down to 10th, another poor start from Danny. What the hell? In this home race as well. What's he doing, our teammate? Has he maybe clipped the back of Barbera, as we don't want to be doing that a lot this race. Want to be so smooth. So a bit of a kick there when we got down to first. We're not liking first gear around the circuit, so we're going to stick to second for the rest of this race. Avoid first. God, it's so bumpy, the braking. You can really feel that. So, now with that, as we did the fastest lap on the first lap, you're lying game. You're definitely lying game. Let's get down the inside of Barbera, trying to get past Bradley Smith. Oh, clipped him slightly, and now we're looking down the inside of his teammate Power Spargos. There is Danny. He's got a Suzuki in front. Marker's down to 6th. What is going on with our Honda buddies? Crutcho struggling for points. Pedrosa just in front of us in 8th. Marquez in front of us in 7th. No Honda in the top 5, top 6. This can't be real. I mean, it is a video game, but this can't be happening. So we're going to try and remedy this for the rest of this race. Look at that, Suzuki's doing so well in front, and the Ducatis. Is that Ian Oni leading? This time we brake early and run wide, but then they all turned in very early, the AI, into that corner. That time a bit smoother into the braking zone. Get out of here, Pedrucci. You battle with Pole behind, okay? I like you, Pedrucci, but not this race. I was almost halfway through it. Didn't even realise that. There's nowhere to it down. Once again, they're all over the place during that corner. Something to fix for the next game milestone. So you've now got the Suzuki's in front, looking down the inside of Vinales, who's behind his teammate. Bit strange to see. Try and get past the Ducati. And battling with Marquez now in the top 5. Oh, and down the inside. Somehow that worked. How slow was he during that corner? As we got Rossi battling with Iannone, and then Lorenzo in the lead, like he's so often is around Valencia. Sometimes it doesn't end well for Lorenzo around here, but certainly has some pace around it. As that is a 130. A low 130, 130.2. There's hey Mark, get out of here. I'm going to be the top Honda. It's braking early. And whoa, where have you come from? Dovi. Dive bomb. Masters. Yeah, get out of here. Mark. It's just, look at this. We've got 2 Hondas, 2 Ducatis, 2 Yamahas. We've got 2 Suzukis behind as well in the top 8. It is open warfare between the manufacturers in this race. And oh, we're down. Too much power. God damn it. We're still on the points ahead of Baz. Crutcho's still down in 14th, but now we're going to be riding like a hell. Trying to manage these tyres as well for the rest of the race. Once again, getting on the power a bit too hard, a bit bumpy as well. I've been talking about that in the braking zones. Can happen out the corners as well. There you go, half a second behind Crutcho. Let's get this comeback going by passing the Brit. Bit disappointing to see him down this far. Would have thought it'd be in the top 10. But maybe Milestone don't like him. I don't know. Maybe just take on an early season form like they so often do for these games. And don't seem to upgrade or, change that form during the game's life cycle. So maybe that's something to look at in the future. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Or if they are trying to do that with MotoGP 17. So they are over halfway through this race. Looking past Scott Redding. Got the 2 Brits battling out. for 13th. Down the inside, but oh, the Ducati had me there. And now the corner where he's probably going to run into the dirt. Yes, he is. Into Quattro as well, which allows us to have a run on the LCR man, our former teammate, remember? Before we got a works bike. And look at that braking. So late, but it works out. But they're a bit by himself here. So I let him know I'm here. Let him know that he is actually in this race and people like him. So I forgot to change gear. Rookie mistake. We're up to 12th. Now we've got the two Tech 3 Yamahas in front. It is 2x2 in the top 10 at the moment. As he's battling Petrucci and the Pramac Ducati. As he got on to the 6th lap of the race. Good low 1 minute 30. Got to belt those out consistently. Maybe even get into the 29s. As our race pace much better than our qualifying pace. And I definitely like this bike around this circuit. Even though it's a very technical circuit, ones I shouldn't like, but Valencia I don't mind on the bike. On the car it's a bit of a different matter. Very, it's a bit like manhandling a ball in a china shop when it's a car, but when it's a bike, yeah, it's a bit like manhandling a ball in an arena. Just feels right. I'm not suggesting I've been a ball rider in the past, but... And I'm not sure it's something I want to do. I'll probably shit myself just getting onto a ball. So there we go. Good braking into this right-hander, which seems to go on forever. So we've caught up to the battling trio in front. Bit wide, but if we've got the power early, we can make it work. Not quite. They kind of just pushed us wide for this sweeping left-hander. So I tried to get on the power early. Did not work out. As I that time dropped there down to mid-30. Not good at all. And that was not a good first corner at all. So we're making our own track now. It's about to get into the top 10. And whoa, hello. Okay, game doesn't like that. So now we're battling with tyre wear. Nick at the bottom right. Nick I worn those front tyres, especially our front tyre. And Richie is a Noah's Ark in front. Let's look at that. We're not far off a top 5, but it's just everyone's so even on pace as the Yamahas are battling for the win. Rossi's winning out at the moment. I'm losing grip of my controller as well. This has been a long race. So there we go, smoothly into the right. Get down to first to hit the apex, then second, get on the power so don't spin up the rear wheel. Did go much better there through the right hand kick. Now can we perhaps have a run on Petrucci? As we're battling, maybe the best. Then qualify out of the top 10. As we go on to the final out of the race, once again at almost a 131. All of that. Can we get it together on this final lap and get into the top 10? That was a very good first corner. Get down the inside, Petrucci. No, the AI just a bit better into that braking. Short shifting up, being a bit smoother as the rear end is getting out. There we go, nip down the inside. Now onto the dirt. We did a Redding for the next corner. Almost losing it on the power as well. Lots of braking into that corner. We really are trail braking now. And really are careful on the power as well. We're spinning up the wheels everywhere. We've got no front tyre, according to the graphic in the bottom right. But someone matching the pace of the AI Going a bit faster as well. So here we go, the dive down the inside, Petrucci, oh, not quite, Towns covered us off. So here we go, coming up to our last opportunities now. Let's go wide into the left-hander, that was our opportunity. Gone, we blew it. And now we're just going to be holding on to the bike during this final corner. Our tyres are crying out for help. Put it down to first gear, but it looks like we're just going to hold on from Barbera to finish 12th. Disappointing finish. After that, like we were going to be battling for the win and halfway through that race, but then we lost it. And in the last couple, that's really struggled with the tyre, whereas Lorenzo wins ahead of Rossi, Iannone, Pedrosa in 4th. Nice one, Danny, ahead of Dovizioso. Marc Marquez, Espargaro beating his teammate Vinales, and Smith meeting his teammate Espargaro, with Crutchlow getting the final point. In the end, losing in the battle of the Brits to Scott Redding. So what does that mean in the final standings? We are in a solid 14th. The final standings, so there's some moves around us, with Scott Redding up to 15th, head of Laverty. And you can see, tied on points, is Elise Espargaro and Hector Barber at the bottom of the top 10. And Danny ahead of Vinales. Again, level on points up to 6th. As in the championship, you saw it's very close as well between Rossi there, and I think it was Lorenzo. Maybe back then. As in the end, Yamaha, thanks to winning the race, win out in the constructor stands by 8 points ahead of Honda. And Ducati in 3rd, Suzuki 4th, Aprilia with a single point in 5th. As it's Marquez actually who won out ahead of Lorenzo, with Rossi in 3rd, as we're 14th at the end of the season. Kind of be expected that low down after joining with only a third of the season left, but you know, that highlight in Malaysia. Never forget that. As we get some reputation VR points for our final point standings. And we get some skills as well. Our throttle management is improved. As we have ended our first full season in Valentino Rossi, the game. And now we hear from the doctor.
Not long to go to the Monza Rally. I hope you are really pumped because I feel in really good shape this year. Good luck to everyone.
Oh, we were shocking in the Monza Rally last time out. As, yeah, it may have ended the season on 2 wheels, but we still got the Monza Rally and the Enduro Ranch. I really want to take part in that. So, next time out, I'll see you at Monza once again around the tricky, almost 10,000 yard circuit. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.